Comedy Store was a crazy time during those days, because during the '90s, it wasn't as busy as it is today, because now it's, like, crazy busy every night of the week, but back then, it was like the lonely days of the Comedy Store. A lot of crazy shit was going on. Waitresses banging comedians, you go backstage in the main room, because comedians ran the show there. The manager at the Comedy Store had no say in what Mitzi's comedians can do whatever they wanted. We can run, we could walk in anywhere, any door, any room. We could be anywhere we wanted to. We can just go hang out in the main room on a dark night, just hang out in the booth, and whatever you want to do, you did. You could smoke pot wherever you fucking wanted. I mean, there were no rules. Mitzi loved her comics. A lot of comedians who didn't quite have it on the showcase, sometimes she thought they had potential. She'd put him as a doorman, or she'd give him a bar back job, like Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia, his real name is Ned. He's not he's not even Mexican. He's half German, half Honduran. Anyway, he started out as a bar back. A lot of people, Sam Kinison was a doorman. David Letterman worked there. A lot of comedians worked their way in that way. And then a lot of comedians, worked their way in another way. That's just the way it worked. But to get in the Comedy Store was a major. So the Comedy Store days back then, you just did whatever you wanted to. There'd be like guys in the back getting blowjobs from fans backstage. You'd be walking back there and you catch them. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'll go in the other room. They were just in the bathroom. What was going on? It was crazy. You had the days of just wild stuff going on back then. I don't want to get too in detail of the Comedy Store sacred list of things that happened, but there's an actual place in the Comedy Store, in the location of the Comedy Store, that is the place where you go and smoke weed. Sacred grounds, they call it. You got to know where it is. You just go back there and you can just join the weed circle. It's always something going on back there. I mean, this was before weed was even legal. There was so much of it going on. I mean, it was always legal to us, because you just go to the Comedy Store and there was plenty of it to get high. Because we were broke back then. We didn't have any money. I remember one time Eddie Griffin and I didn't have enough money, so we were trying to see how much we had on us, because we wanted to go split a turkey sandwich at Greenblatt's, because they were like $15 then for a turkey on rye. And Eddie's like, how much you got, Wheels? And I'm like, we're divvying it up. And I think he was sleeping in the Comedy Store at that time. A lot of comics did that too. They didn't have a place to live. Mitzi would let them stay overnight. You just couldn't walk out, or otherwise the alarm would go off. You had to wait till the next morning. So you were able to sleep there, but you couldn't leave until the next morning, or otherwise the alarms would go out. But anyway, me and Eddie kind of drummed up enough money together to go have a turkey sandwich at Greenblatt's, and I think he went back to the store. We got there before it closed. He stayed overnight. I walked back to my apartment I was living on Doheny Drive at the time, and plenty of nights we didn't have any money. I remember stopping at the Pink Dot. I used to love their Mile High Club. Tuna Club was great. And then when I really didn't have money, I mean, literally nothing in my pocket, maybe $1 or $2, I'd go to the AM/PM when I would walk home, and I would buy a hot dog, but I would eat like 4, and I would down a fucking bag of fries, but I would only pay for like 1 hot dog. I was so fast. I was like known for it, for the hot dog. I mean, nobody knew I was doing it. I never got caught. So they always have hot dogs, fries. Like, they'd have these chicken, the corn dog. I could knock out 4 corn dogs back in 1990 like it was nothing,